and assignment manager, and preview unit 2 test. Now, if y'all haven't noticed yet, the way I do things in here is I force y'all to do the homework and bang and bang and bang the homework. And then what do you realize on the test? That if you do and bang and force yourself to do the homework, what do you find out about the test? Anybody?
It's easier than the homework.
It comes from the homework, and it's usually not as what?
Difficult.
It's not as difficult. Because the way it feels that way is because you've banged and banged and banged and got through the homework. It's called work. What's it called? Work. That's it. It's called hard work. It's amazing what hard work will do. All right, here we go. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. Okay, we're not going to use the word blank. We're going to call it blank. Oh, Lord. I'm not drinking, I promise y'all. In probability, a blank is a process that can be repeated in which the results are uncertain. What is that?
Experiment.
You are a winner, Mr. King. Okay, that's your one compliment. I'm not going to give you any more. Next. And of course, that is a bonus question. And okay, now, I didn't go over this question. I did, but I didn't. So I'm going to show you what I mean by I did, but I didn't. We did talk about complements, correct? Yes or no? Complement. C-O-M-P-L-E-M-E-N-T. And I told you that the complement is what makes up the whole. So, in probability, the whole is usually 1. So if I tell you that 0.35 of the people are sick, then people that are not sick is 0.65. This is called the probability of an event. This is called the probability of not event. And that with a line over it, or some teachers put a big X through the event. Now that is the most common ways people write down the complement. Okay? So let's say you got the probability of, that looks blurry to me. Does that look blurry to y'all? Let's see if I can make that a little bit better. Oh my gosh, we had a big discussion. Everybody was bashing, what is it on Blackboard that some teachers use? Oh my gosh. And I didn't plan this because I've never used Blackboard. And they got on this Blackboard rant. And there was about 5 or 6 teachers, and they were just ranting and raving how Blackboard, whatever it is, sucked. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to get in a fight. So does Blackboard, whatever, suck? What is it called?
Is it Blackboard Ultra?
Yeah, something. It started with a C. But it's for the video.
Oh, sorry, yeah, what? Collaborate. That's it.
Okay, tell me about it. Somebody tell me about it. Okay, forget it.
I mean, it's kind of buggy. It cuts in and out a lot.
So it's kind of backwards?
Yeah.
Well, they said that it was Pragmatic. In other words, fragments in the video. Is that true? And then they would say that in Blackboard, files are hidden, or it's hard to find files and stuff like that. Is that true? Okay, thank you. All right, so the probability is still usually 1, 0 to 1. So if I tell you that the probability of an event happening is 0.75, what is the probability of the event not happening?
.25.
Thank you. Who was that? Wow.
That was me.
Oh, let me see who that is. I can't see. Miss Fry, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just watch yourself when you get out of class. I don't want anybody to beat you up, because these winged on a pickle people, they're serious. They don't want to talk. All right. So what if I do a probability? Let's say 500 employees. 500 employees work where I work, and 200 called in sick. How many did not call in sick? If 200 called in sick, how many did not call in sick?
300.
Good job. So you can have a complement from 1 being the whole, or you can have a complement from a quantity being the whole. All right, how about this one? Probability of true false. If 1 is the probability, what is the probability of not true? Well, that would be false. So there's different examples of wholes. These are the wholes, and that's W-H-O-L-E. Okay, this is the whole, and this is the way it breaks up. Now, another way to write a complement is, okay, first of all, this is a way to write a complement. This is a way to write a complement, and then put an X through it. And which way do you think the least used is? What they put on the test. And the least way to write a complement is, how did they write it? E with a C up in the, and that's the least used way. I've never seen that until this book. So what is the complement of 0.17? 0.83, Hubert. Thank you, class. Y'all really suck this morning. I know I missed class, but that ain't a reason for y'all to be mean to me. Will the following variables have positive correlation, negative correlation, or no correlation? Shoe size, and IQ. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's going to have a correlation. Okay, because you got some people with little feet and they're very smart. And then you got some people with big feet, dumb as a post. So, what do y'all think?
As funny as it'd be to
no
have correlation, I think it'd be no correlation.
I'm sorry, what?
I said as funny as it'd be for it to have some kind of correlation, I think it'd be no correlation.
Now, what about a big head at IQ? I'm sorry, I should have said that. Okay. Oh, man. All right, next. When does the homework terminate? Toward the end of the unit. All right, here's our first lottery question. So go ahead and write that one down. And we'll do it together. I'll blow it up a little bit for you, for the divas. I know I got some divas in here. There we go. That's all right. Diva can be a good thing, just not all the time. You got to have a little bit of roughneck in there to kind of balance it out. Everything, like Mr. Miyagi says, Everything, balance. Oh, my allergies are acting up. I'm crying. So, to play the lottery in a certain state, a person has to correctly select 5 out of 45, blah, 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 and buy a $1 ticket. What happens if you buy 1 ticket? What happens if you buy 100 tickets? Well, somebody tell me what I've told you about N. N is always the biggest what? Okay, we're just going to sit here until somebody answers me. I'm sorry. N is always your biggest what?
Your biggest number?
Thank you. N is always your biggest number, so therefore, now do we have to worry about order on this one? Anything about order, yes or no? I don't see anything about order, do y'all? Okay, so no order. So we got a combination here. 1 over 45 combination 5 and 100 over 45 combination 5. All you got to do now is find 45 combination 5. So we pull up our handy dandy calculator and we do 45 combination. I pulled this up on the training and I had people like, oh my gosh, that's the calculator. I'm like, whatever. Math. I don't see how y'all make it through some of y'all's classes. I mean, with teachers like that. I bet y'all laugh at them, don't you? I mean, I know you laugh at me, but I bet you'd laugh at those that still use chalkboards. There it is, 1,221,759. So 1221,759. Where is 1221,759? Alpha. That one's too easy. I need to take that one off the test. The only one that's got my name and number is right there. The word and, no, I'm sorry. The word and in probability implies that we use the what rule? Oh, Lord, Mr. Gravina is fixing to say something. Miss Gravina, are you fixing to say something?
Hold up.
Oh, she's just psyching us out. Okay. All right, what's the answer?
The addition rule?
Well, that's a good guess, but it's the other one. Give me the other one.
Multiplication?
Multiplication. And is multiplication. Or is addition. Next, Miss Gravina psyched me out. A lottery exists where balls are numbered 1 through 20 are placed in an urn. If y'all don't know what an urn is, it's like a vase with a top on it. To win, you must match the 4 balls, blah, 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 in the correct what?
Order.
Order. So that means permutation. Now, does it say what is the probability of winning, or does it say possible outcomes?
Possible outcomes.
That does not mean put a 1 on the top. It means just you're just getting the denominator. So this is going to be 20 permutation 4. So take our handy dandy calculator and do 20 math permutation 4. 116, 280. And you feel good about yourself. Next, although covered in the handouts, when is the best way to communicate with Hubert? Cell phone. Now it's with whatever. Cell phone is about the best way. United States. All right. I told you this question was going to be on there. What do all the probabilities have to equal? What do all the probabilities? 1. They have to equal 1. So somebody tell me, is A legitimate probability?
Yes.
Yes. Is B a legitimate probability?
Yes.
Is C? Well, we don't know, Hubert, because that's fractions, and we don't know how to do fractions. So you just take a guess. No, you get a common denominator. That's going to be 2 over 14, 2 over 14, 10, 5 and 5, 10, 2 and 2. Is that 14 over 14? Yes. D. How do you know D is not a probability from, you don't even have to add anything. How do you know?
Because it has
Negative.
a negative probability.
It has a negative. You can't have a negative and you can't have anything above 1. So D is not. And E, well, you got to change all these to, let's see, what is that? 2/4, 2/8, 2/8, 2/8, 2/8 is 6/8. So D and E, let's look at this one. 6, yeah. 6, 9. That's not, this is 14 over 13, isn't it? Somebody tell me if that's 14, isn't it? No, 13. So it looks like Delta and Echo. What do y'all think? So Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Fox. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Fox. Now I know those are terrorist terms because I'm a veteran and those are terrorist terms. So you can change them to, you can change them to buttercup and cauliflower. And I don't know what you change A to. Maybe change it to aspirin if you want to, non-offensive terms. I don't know. Change Fox to, well, we won't talk about F. We'll let you change that to whatever you want to. And check answer. Up. Here's the one that y'all don't know how to do, even though we've gone over it like 5,000 times. So go ahead and punch those in your calculator. I'm going to give you a minute to punch them in, and I want you to be able to graph it. I want you to give me the equation, and I want you to give me the R coefficient or the R correlation coefficient. Y'all ready for my latest offensive? Y'all know how I say, which way do we read? We read left to right. And if you don't, you're from the Middle East. Masalama. Somebody told my department head that they were offended because I was making fun of Middle East people. And they said, what did he say? And they told him what he said. And my department head asked, what does Masalama mean? I don't know. So does anybody in here know what Masalama means? It means go in peace. That's what we were taught to say when we were in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. If we come upon somebody, anyway. So now Masalama is offensive. I just stated a fact. I try to use that to kind of get a point across that you read mathematics the same way you do, but somehow I offended somebody, even though they didn't know what the word Masalama mean. I think maybe it's about time for me to just go in the woods and shoot myself. I think it's about that time. This world has gone crazy. Where a cartoon mouse and a cartoon skunk and a guy that writes books is canceled out, but Cardi B can do what she does on stage. I don't understand. I'm glad they canceling all that stuff, so that way my son can spend more time on Grand Theft Auto and burn prostitutes instead of paying them and shoot people in the head. I mean, how much sense does that make? Nobody's gonna say a word.
No.
Come on,
No.
Mr. King, say something.
The same thing happened to me at work yesterday.
What happened to you, Mr. Kennard?
Some employee, one of our other employees, was wearing a like a puzzle piece mask, and I didn't know what it was, so I asked, and she said it was the autism awareness mask and laughed at it. So I called her out on it, and her mom told the work and complained that I was offending autism people.
I just don't know what to say. Mr. Kennard, from now on, you don't laugh. Don't laugh.
I wasn't even the one that laughed. The girl that was wearing it was laughing at me for asking.
I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that puzzle pieces meant autism awareness. I didn't know that. I learned something today. Mr. King, what were you going to say?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Okay, well, that's all right.
I've just learned to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, just don't say anything and don't laugh either. Now we got it to where you can't say anything and you don't laugh. So what's going to happen is everybody's going to walk around like y'all and not say anything. Boy, we're really headed to a bright future. Everybody's going to be walking around just eyes front, no sense of humor, not saying anything. I think it's about time for me to just go in the woods. All right. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on the Excel spreadsheet so everybody can see it. And I don't have to jump between screens on the calculator, so y'all just bear with me. There we go.
Can you
Somebody say something?
Yeah, can you hear me? Because I tried to talk to you 10,000 times.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if something's wrong with my computer or if you just can't hear me.
Now, I can hear you now, Miss Owens.
I was just gonna tell you that my foot got blown off by a shotgun, but I still found a way to laugh about it. So there's hope.
Good. Now, we're not going to say anything about that because we don't want to, but thank you. Thank you for letting us know. And I did get your email, and you can see me after class, and we'll talk about the test and all if you need extra time or whatever, okay?
What email?
Oh, I thought okay, I got two Owenses. I'm sorry. I got another 120, Miss Owens, and she sent me a thing about the test. I thought you were her. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Yeah, I can hear you. All right, there is our numbers. Go to insert, go to charts, and click on there. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for y'all. And we see a negative correlation because it's a negative slope. And add trend line, and hit display and display. I'm going to bring this up here, and I'm going to highlight that. We'll make it bigger. Y'all need to write that equation down. And R is equal to, and that's going to be 0.9186 raised to the 0.5 power, or take the square root of it in your calculator. And that's 0.958. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, now write down that information. Write down what it looks like. It's a negative slope. You got 2 dots, 2 dots, 2 dots, and it's following those dots. Y is equal to negative 7868 plus all that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my question and see if I can type it in. And it looks like, well, we know it's not D. Why do we know? How do we know it's not delta? It's not alpha or delta. Somebody tell me, how do you know that?
They have a positive slope.
That's a positive slope. So we know it's either Bravo or Charlie. It looks like Bravo because there's your 2 dots and your 2 dots. So I believe it's Bravo. And then I'm going to type this in if I can pull up my handy dandy. 7868 negative. 7868 negative. 7868, and it says round to 3 decimals, so that's 7. And then what's my slope? My slope is positive 6.518. Positive 6.518, and there appears to be a negative correlation. Where's the negative? Okay, and is that the rest of it? Here's the answer. Which one looks like ours? I believe ours looks like delta, because it's not alpha and Bravo, because those are positive. So I believe ours is delta, and we got it right. So see, I told y'all, and a lot of y'all were freaking out, and I'm talking about all 120 students about these homework questions. And I kept telling y'all, all 120 students, I kept saying it's not that bad. And that's all you got to do. People are freaking out. A golf ball is selected from a golf bag. A marble is selected from a marble bag. If the golf ball contains 8 black balls, 10 red balls, and 5 green balls, find who would play golf with black balls. Anyway, find the probability of the following event. And who would play with green balls? I think I need to fix this question. The golf ball is black. Ding, 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 ding. What does that or mean?
You add.
Means additive law. Additive law. So what is the black probability? Well, somebody's got to find the total first. What's the total of 8, 10, and 5? Yeah, you need time to punch it in your calculator, don't you? 8
23.
plus 10 plus 5 is what?
23.
23.
23. So that's your denominator. Okay. What is the probability of a black ball? Eight out of 23, Hubert. That's right. And what is the probability of a red ball? 10 over 23, Hubert. And that's 18 over 23. And what do we round to? What does it say round to? Somebody give me 3 decimal places, please. What is 18 over 23?
0.783.
And do we feel good about that? Yes, we do. I told y'all when we did the marble bags, not Marlboro, marble bags, I told you there was going to be a golf bag. God, I should take some of these off. They're just too easy. All right, try this one. The data below are the temperatures of randomly chosen days during the summer in one city and the number of employee absences on those days. What is the best predicted value for Y given X is equal to 94? Round the nearest whole number. The first thing I would do is I would find my trend line and plug in 94. That's what I would do. So let's find the trend line. Go ahead and punch those in. I'm going to give y'all a minute because I'm going to use the Excel spreadsheet. So go ahead and punch those in. All right, here we go. Y'all settle down, please. I'm trying to teach. Please settle down. All right, here is our Excel spreadsheet. And here is our numbers. I'm going to make them bigger for you because I care about y'all. No, I don't. And I'm going to highlight those. Go up to insert. Have y'all noticed that I got a little highlighted mouse now? Have y'all noticed that? I did that for y'all. Some of y'all didn't even notice it. Y'all been jumping late. There you go. Now, I can tell you right now, this is a major what? Is this a major correlation? Yes, Hubert. Why? Because it's very what? Steep, Hubert. Yeah, it is. Thank you for noticing. Y'all are all going to be walking around like zombies. Y'all better learn to communicate. That's all I got to say. Just you can't laugh and you can't have a sense of humor. That's all there, you know. There we go. There's our handy dandy. And of course, look at that R squared. We haven't even taken the square root. Okay? And I'm going to make that bigger. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take the square root. R is equal to, and that's going to be equal to 0.9604 raised to the 0.5 power. I'm sorry, but that's pretty high. Now, what's the number they wanted us to check out? 90 what? That's okay. I'll look. Y'all settle down. I'll look. That's okay. 94. I got it. I got it. Hold on. I got it. Thank you. Appreciate the help. 94. And that's going to equal 0.4485 times 94 minus 30.268. And I'm going to put parentheses around that multiplication just in case. Now, if you have your line in your calculator, you can go to table and find 94, and it'll tell you what the y is. And the y is 11.891. Now, what are these numbers? What are these numbers right here? Those are all what kind of numbers?
Whole numbers.
So chances are they want you to round this to a 12. But let's go back and look. Yep. And we feel good about ourselves. Next. Decreases it when you get zeros, for those people that don't know that. True or false? If the probability model, the sum of the probabilities of all outcomes must equal 1. True or false?
True.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. King. One person. Thank you. All right, let's find our linear relationship. I'm going to use the calculator here because I don't want anybody to feel left out. Not that y'all would say anything. I think you would bleed to death before y'all said anything. But anyway, clear, stat, edit. I just hope y'all don't do this on a date. Because if you do this on a date, you don't need to worry about getting married. Because you ain't going to get married. Especially if you do that crap. Oh, I'll just eat water and I'll just drink water and a salad. I'm not hungry. Oh, that's so frustrating. Why do y'all do that, girls? Y'all been brought up to that you're not supposed to eat?
No, because salad is good.
Whatever. I take you to Longhorns. I take you to dadgum frickin' what's it called, Outback. You better order some dadgum meat. All right, 7, 15, 16. Oh God, I know. I'm gonna get some complaints now. What I just said. 10, 11, 16, 9, 7, 15, 16, 10. And 96, 51, 62, 58, 89, 81, 46, and 51. And for those of you that don't realize this, I record all of my classes. So if I say something offensive, I've got proof, and I haven't ever been, nobody's ever accused me of, except for some students. So if I was going to be offensive, I wouldn't record them. All right. Let's go to, what do we go to? Stat, calculate. And since they just want R, make sure it says L1 and L2. And there's R, negative 0.34. Okay, which one it is, okay? And it does have a linear, I mean, I tell you, if you graph it, I'm gonna go ahead and write negative 0.335. Let's look at the graph because it asks if there is a relationship. Negative 0.33, that's kind of low. Let's look at the graph, sorry, and let's see what it looks like. So second stat on, and everything's on, and graph. And I can't see it, so I hit, oops, let me get rid of that. Clear, graph, and zoom 9. So you've got a line that goes like this. I'd say there's a low, there is a correlation because it's not 0. So I would say a linear relation exists, but it's not very strong. Let's see if I get it. Okay, I'm wrong. It's no, since it's so shallow, it would have to be no. I don't agree with that. I agree with no. If it's horizontal, it's no. So I think what they're using is 0.5. Anything above 0.5 or negative 0.5, that's a correlation. That's a no linear relation. Oh, linear relation. Okay, that's not correlation. Linear relation is there is a very, very strong. Okay, so that's why it's not correlation, it's linear relation. So just pick if it's below 0.5 or above negative 0.5, it's going to be no linear relation exists. Next. All right, here we go. Again, I'm going to put this in the Excel. I'm never going to do Excel. I'm sorry. It's just too much trouble on the, for me, doing the mouse. It's a whole lot more trouble. So we're going to do this one. As soon as it comes up, where does it go? Is it coming up on this one? There we go. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you. If you want to type it in, go ahead. This is how many days you miss and what you score on the test or something like that. Insert. I don't see much of a correlation. It's going to be less than 0.7166. R is equal to 0.7166 raised to the 0.5 power. Okay, there is a pretty good because it's close to 1, so I would say there is a linear relation because you see that they're all together. 0.846522, 0.847, 0.847 positive. So I would say probably delta. Next, 0, zilch, nada. If the linear correlation between two variables is negative, what can be said about the slope? Okay, pipe down one at a time. I think y'all are trying to piss me off. I think that's what y'all are trying to do. I'm not gonna fall for your little trap. I'm not gonna do it. What should a student do if something happens and they are out of class for a while? Wait until after grade turn in and say something about it. Okay, I'm about tired of doing these, but we'll do it one more time for you. This is the last one I'm doing. I'm tired of R. Yeah, they do get kind of tiresome, Hubert. Yeah, kind of. Y'all gonna have nightmares. Treat me like y'all treat me. Y'all know that, don't you? That's okay. And our trend line, our display. And we're gonna have same thing. Golly, that come out the same. Now that's weird. 0.8, what was the last one? 0.84 what? I'm not asking. Well, I don't know why in the hell I'm asking. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing. So just forget it. 0.847. I need to take that one off, don't I? If he takes several forms of a test, how is it counted? He takes the highest grade, or he calls you a loser and fails you. What is the probability of an event that's impossible? What is the probability of an event that's impossible? Technically, it's 0. But if something is 0% probability, does that mean that it's impossible? No. Remember birth control? No. In fact, my niece had a baby, and you know what? She was told she couldn't have children. No, nothing's impossible. I guarantee you, if you're told not to have, if you're told that you cannot have children, and you're sneaking around, you're gonna get pregnant. You know, that's what kind of things happen. Okay, that's called terrible luck. All right, that's called not impossible. Trying to make it stick in your brain so you don't miss that answer, because that's a gimme. Please don't miss that one. If you do miss it, you don't what? You don't tell anybody. I'm not answering my own questions. Y'all done got me programmed. If you miss a question on a test and you believe it is correct, what should you do? Send several emails with the last one saying, hello. Somebody will put that as an answer. I don't know why I'm checking that one. A bag of 100 tulips. I forgot about the tulips. I'm sorry. A bag of 100 tulips are purchased from a nursery containing 40 red tulips, 25 yellow tulips, yellow, and 35 purple tulips. Y'all got it? What is the probability that one is red? Oh my gosh, I can't believe this question is on here. Red is what? 40 out of 100, which is 0.4. The probability that purple is 35 over 100, which is 0.35. Y'all haven't noticed. You should be able to do that without a problem because you move the decimal. I don't know if y'all caught on to that yet. Anyway, Select, let's see, what does the last one say? Select correct choice. If 100 bulbs are sampled, 40 of the bulbs will be. Okay, why am I picking B? Somebody tell me why I'm picking B.
Because it says about instead of exactly.
You never use the word exactly, never. Just like you don't use the word impossible, you don't use the word perfect, you don't use the word exactly. You don't use those words because they hold you down, and you don't want to be held down. And I did one of them wrong. Which one did I do wrong? I typed in 34 instead of 35. I suck. Thanks for telling me. Appreciate it. Y'all realize that one day when y'all are in y'all's closet office that nobody, talks to you, and you don't tell the boss something that happens, you can get fired because you don't tell them. You don't communicate, you can get fired. Just thought I'd tell y'all that. Okay, I'm not doing another R. I'm sorry. You should. That's 4 times I've done R. You should be able to do R. And that's going to be the only one that equals 100. And which one? This is a negative correlation. Which one of these say negative? Or what does it say? There is a linear correlation because the points are close together and you see a defined pattern. Which one says that? Have a linear relationship because they are in a straight line. I think it's Charlie. Why is it not letting me? Oh, do the two variables, do we have a negative or a positive? Negative, Hubert. Thank you, class. Test review day is supposed to be a day that y'all interact. Y'all know that, don't you? If you look at your overall grade one day and it has decreased, I've put a 0 in because I don't like you. And it locked me out. Okay. Well, quit going outside the test. All right, next. From 9 names on a ballot, a committee of 4 will be elected to attend a political convention. How many different committees? Somebody tell me what committees. COM. COM equals what? Order does not matter. What does COM equal? Committees equal what? Combination, Hubert. Thank you, class. Somebody do 9 combination of 4, please, and tell me what you get. Okay, I heard
126.
126.
Okay. Delta. And I'm trying to finish. I know time is out. I know that, but I'm trying to finish for y'all. Even though y'all treat me terrible, I'm trying to treat y'all good. And I'm not doing that when you do that on the Excel spreadsheet. It's finding what we've been finding for the last 5 or 6 questions. There's another one. And there's your lottery. Does order matter? The order does not matter. Are you going to do winning? That means you're going to put it over 1. And they want it in scientific notation, rounded to the nearest hundredth. And 37 is because he wants me to fail and live in a ditch. Okay, we didn't do 2 or 3 questions, but I got a what did I get? I got an 89, and I didn't do how many? I didn't do 4 questions. So do y'all feel good? Anybody got any questions? Did anybody show up? Let me look right quick. I just want to make sure. Let me check my attendance one more time. If they haven't locked me out, I don't believe it. They hadn't locked me out. Let me go ahead and hit record, knock that off.